Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. I hope this weekend treated you well and you clicked on this because you want to get them opening lines, don't you? You want the magic formula to approach a girl and have the perfect thing to say because you believe, at least some of you do, that the words are going to get her, that it's not actually you, that it has nothing to do with your delivery, your confidence, the way you actually say it, but it's the words. If it could just be clever enough, if it could just make her laugh hard enough, if it could just show my charm, then she will jump in the air and try to slide onto my dick. That's right. CoachMarkSing, give me those 6 magic words that'll make a woman shoot her panties at my face, jump in the air, do a twist, a backflip, a gainer right onto my dick. Ain't gonna happen, brothers. They don't exist, but I'm still gonna give you some good ones. Listen, I honestly don't really use these anymore, but I have used them over the years to a lot of success. So it's kind of like training wheels, right? Like when you first start out, you kind of need that help to get you out of the gate. But once you get good, once you get confident, literally, boys, and I know guys say this all the time, you could say anything. And I have said anything just to test the theory, and it's worked. For example, I went up to a girl this weekend just to prove this because I knew that I was going to talk about this. I went up to a girl this weekend and I was like, so, hey, I tied my shoes today. And she started laughing. She's like, ee! And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Because it's who's saying it. It's not what's being said. Something else I said today, I walked up to a girl and I said, hey, quick question for you. And she's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, do you know why NASA is so successful? She's like, why? And I was like, because they plan it. And she starts cracking up, dude. It's like the worst dad joke ever, right? And she starts cracking up. I've also opened girls by not saying anything at all, just pointing at their shoes, for example, and nodding my head no. And then she's like, what? Like, I think they're really good shoes. And she starts explaining herself to me. Now, I've also done that, and it's blown up in my face. It just really depends how you're feeling, how she's feeling, how the interaction is going down. But I'm telling you, boys, like, you really don't need anything magical. And I'm actually going to tell you, usually what I say to a girl, if I'm trying to make it go well and I'm not just experimenting, but really it's about how you're feeling. The most important thing is the vibe you bring to her, the confidence you have going. Those are the more critical components to consider when we're starting to approach girls. So I'm going to give you a whole blueprint as to how not only you should approach a woman, but also how to get warmed up so you bring the right vibe to her. Before I jump into the content, I want to read you guys a quick testimonial from my client, Craig from Australia. He just graduated from the 3-month coaching program that I offer. If you're interested, you can go to my website, click on coaching and read all about it. I'm going to read this real quick and then we'll jump into those 10 opening lines. Hey, Mark, I wanted to thank you so much for your 3-month coaching program. When I started, my confidence with women was very low. I'm 62 years old. That's right, boys, 62 years old. And just in case you're wondering, I have guys in their 20s all the way through their 70s. So it doesn't matter what age a guy is, I can help him. So he says, I'm 62 years old and had come out of a long relationship. I kept getting friend zoned by women I found attractive, and I was accepting of women who were not good for me. I'm now in a relationship with a woman who shares my values and who is really smart and fun to be with. Prior to meeting her, when I was in the program, I was attracting other hot women. Before joining your program, however, I did not think this was possible. I'm so grateful for the skill set you've taught me, in particular the NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which means, boys, I went into Craig's 62-year-old brain and was able to remove limiting belief systems that were hindering his whole life, particularly those that comes to women, success, money, anything that's limiting. We remove that with NLP and we replace it with belief systems that are more conducive to success. Continuing on, he says, your coaching program enables me to be the best version of myself, and your program develops leadership qualities that the world desperately needs right now. I'm now a far better leader in all my relationships in my life. I want to thank you for the difference you have made in my life, and I want to acknowledge your contribution to making the world a better place. I am forever grateful. Best wishes, Craig from Australia. Well, Craig, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for putting your trust in me. I'm happy you're now in a very fulfilling relationship and that she meets your standards, both in appearance as well as personality. You definitely deserved it. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into those opening lines. We got 10 to get through, so let's stop diddle-daddling and get this shit going. All right, so first of all, guys, you got to start by warming up, man. And what I always teach my guys to do is approach and eject. This is exactly what I taught Craig to do. And yes, even being 62 years old, he could go out in public and approach women quite comfortably without trying to get anything from them. Instead, as I spoke about on my recent podcast, you want to be a go-giver. Go give her good energy. Go give her a good experience. We're not trying to take anything from these women. We're actually trying to give them something. So that's your only intention. I want you guys going out, and this is exactly what I tell my clients, okay? First couple weeks, just approach and eject. That means go ask an innocent question. Hey, where are the watermelons in this place? Hey, I see you have a Starbucks cup. Where's Starbucks around here? Hey, do you know where the freeway is? Do you know what time this place closes? Hey, that gas pump was broken last week. Is it working now? Oh, really? It is? Cool. Thanks for letting me know. That's it. Approach, say something, make a comment, and then eject. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to build our state. Building your state means simply feeling as good as possible. Now, that doesn't mean being a spaz. It doesn't mean being overbearing. It doesn't mean coming in with this spazzy clown mode energy. It simply means coming in feeling 5% better than she does. Now, that begs the question, how do I know how she's feeling? You can tell. We as humans can look at somebody and just kind of tell how they're feeling. You simply want to be feeling in your body just a little bit better than the girl you're about to approach. Why is that? Because states are contagious and women are always looking for state outside themselves. Okay, women love flowers, puppy dogs, ice cream. They love to watch like these romantic shows like soap operas, and they like to read literotica. It's because it gives them a state and it puts them in a better state through circumstances. So you going up as the man, your job is to put her in a better state from your energy. See, the masculine gives and the feminine receives. So it's your job to give good energy. And if we're to break this masculine feminine example down even further, masculinity is like the seed coming out, like your cum coming out, and her vagina accepts it. So masculinity gives, femininity receives. That's why I don't like it when women approach me. A lot of guys come to me and they're like, yo, I want girls to approach me left and right, bro. I just want to be like a girl magnet. And I'm like, yo, brother, you don't understand what girl magnet means, because if you want women to approach you, that means they're in the masculine energy and you're in the feminine energy. It's a bad state to start with. What you want is to approach the girl and simply give. Now, what I say all the time is to feel your heart. Okay, so if you're feeling 5, 10, 15% better than she's feeling, then all you do is feel your heart as you go approach her. So as you're walking up, I want you to kind of concentrate on your heart. I know this sounds really weird, but this freaking works. Trust me, I've done tens of thousands of approaches, have coached thousands of men into this. This shit works. Okay, so feel your heart. Okay, so as you're walking up, you're feeling good. You're feeling your heart. You can even kind of send her like a good vibe as you're walking up to her, like a friendly vibe. Assume that familiarity and want the best for her. Want this interaction to go good for her. Not necessarily go good for you, because going good for you will be a byproduct of it going well for her. So you go up, and like I suggested, you simply start with approach and eject. Ask a quick question. Where's this thing? Where's that thing? And then say, hey, thanks a lot. Have a good day. Okay, so once you're warmed up, and if you want to, you could use some of these openers I'm about to give you. Now, once again, guys, I haven't used these in probably like 5 to 10 years. I simply don't use them. The ones at the end I do use, and I'm going to tell you that at the very end. So make sure to stick through number 9 and 10, because those ones work extremely well, and I absolutely love using those. But a lot of times I'll just say whatever, like whatever comes to my mind. You could even just say, hey, what's up? What's your name? Like, it doesn't need to be some magical, hilarious, blow her mind kind of opener. In fact, guys, and listen closely to this, it's actually preferable to keep it kind of simple, because think about it. When you're approached by somebody in public or somebody at Costco or even in a nightclub, what's the first reaction you have? The first reaction is like, what does this person want? What is this person trying to get? And you're kind of on your back foot, right? You're taken off guard. So she's immediately processing a million different things, like, what does this guy want? So if you hit her with some like flamboyant, super funny, super amazing, freaking flowers shooting out of the sleeve of your shirt kind of content, she's going to be like, bro, this is like too much, and it's going to take her too far back. That's why simply saying, hey, what's up? Had to meet you is really good, because she knows, okay, this guy's just coming up to meet me. Now what? And after that, we do what we call stacking. And I'm actually going to do something I've never done in this podcast. I'm going to include a link to the episode about stacking, which means how to build conversations after the first approach. In this episode, we're simply talking about the very first thing you say. And then what I want you to do is listen to stacking next. Again, I'm going to include the link to that episode below in the description. So after this, click on that and go listen to that. That'll tell you kind of like what to talk about. So again, we have good energy, we go up, and honestly, it doesn't have to be that great. It doesn't have to make her crack up, but here are a couple rich ones that I've used through the years that are pretty funny and really get your foot in the door. All right, the first one is called the lint ball. Lint, L-I-N-T ball. Okay, so what you do is go up to a girl, either in public or in a nightclub, a bar, whatever, and you'd be like, hey, real quick, I had to let you know, you have something in your hair right there. And she's like, what? Where is it? And you'd be like, right there in your hair. And she's like reaching for it. You're like, no. Do you mind if I just grab it for you? And she's like, yeah, sure. So you reach up, and in your hand, you've prepared a gigantic fucking lint ball that you got out of your dryer earlier that day. Just put in your pocket, go out at night. You got this gigantic lint ball. I'm talking the size of a baseball if you can get it. Okay, it could be the size of a golf ball if you want, but you reach up and she can't see it in your hand, and you pretend to pull it out of her hair, and then you show it to her. You're like, here you go. It's pretty crazy you had this in your hair. And she's going to be like cracking up. And then I like to add on top of that will be $5, please. And then she cracks up. It kind of opens the door, and then you do stacking, which once again, I'm going to include below. The second opener is a favorite of mine, and actually I will still do this to this day. My favorite joke is the pirate joke. I've said this many times on this podcast. Not many times, but probably like 2 or 3 times. All right, so I'm going to do the joke to you first, and then I'm going to tell you how I use it as an opening line. All right, you ready? I'm actually doing the joke to you, so get your thinking cap on. Here we go. What's a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet? Okay, now a lot of you said R. And then when she says R, which 90% of chicks will, you say, you think so, but it's the C. Ha ha! Good shit, right? All right, so I love that joke. And the reason it works, honestly, is because I think it's funny. So what I'll do is I'll go up to girls. I'll be like, hey, ladies, I just talked to this girl, and I told her if I could make her laugh with my joke, she had to buy me a drink. I just got this drink. Do you guys want to hear the joke? And they're like, yeah, for sure. And then I tell the joke. Or sometimes I'll use this joke on special holidays where I'll be like wearing a piece of jewelry that like other people are wearing. Like St. Patrick's Day, I always wear this green necklace that lights up and kind of sparkles and stuff. And then I'll go up to girls and I'll be like, hey, I just won this from this girl because I told her a joke. And I said, if I make you laugh, you have to give me that thing. And she freaking cracked up. You guys want to hear the joke? It's freaking awesome. And they're like, yeah, sure. And then you say, what's a pirate's favorite letter of the alphabet? They say R. And then you say, you think so, but it's the C. Ha ha ha, your foot's in the door, and then you move forward with stacking. All right, the third one I haven't done in probably 10 years, but it's pretty good for beginners. I've taught many of my clients this, and it works pretty well. You go up to a girl and you're like, hey, could I ask your opinion real quick? And opinion openers are really good. You can ask opinion openers about your clothes, about a situation that's happening in your life. And what I always like to do is I like to communicate very quickly that I have other hot women in my life. Okay, this is called pre-selection. And I always try to work these hot girls that I have in my life into the conversation. Okay, so I'll walk up and I'll be like, hey, you mind if I ask your opinion real quick? I'm kind of tripping out right now. And the girl will be like, of course. And you'd be like, well, my friend Sarah, right? She's really pretty girl. She's a model. She's staying home tonight because her boyfriend said she couldn't come out. So her boyfriend literally said, you have to stay home. You can't go out with your friend Mark. You have to stay put. Okay, so that's kind of fucked up, right? And the girl will be like, oh yeah, it's totally fucked up. Then I'll say, well, here's what's crazy. The dude, his name's Adam, he's actually out tonight. So he told this girl, my friend Sarah, that she had to stay home and he's actually coming out. What do you think of that? Okay, and it kind of gets them fired up. They start talking about it, and then it gets your foot in the door. This is, again, an opinion opener, and opinion openers work really well. All right, next one I like to do is at a local bar of mine where there's a mirror behind the bar. And if you go to many bars, you'll see that there's a mirror back there. And what I like to do is go stand next to a cute girl, and inevitably we're going to make eye contact through the mirror. And when we do, I'll like bump her. I'll like bump her with my arm so she knows it's me. And I'm kind of like play fighting with her. Play fighting with women is really, really powerful. So inevitably she's going to bump me back, and then I'll bump her again, and then she'll bump me back, and then I'll turn to her. I'll be like, what's up, punk? You trying to get in a fight with me? And that works really well because it's immediately a play fight, and you guys are going to flirt a little bit, and it works really well to open it. This other one, my friend used to do it all the time. I've done it a couple times, but it's not really my thing, but it is pretty charming. So go into a supermarket, and many supermarkets have like those big cuddly teddy bears kind of sitting alongside the aisle, right? So what he'd do, I'd literally done this like twice and it worked pretty well, but just not my thing, but maybe you'll like it. What he'd do is he'd take the teddy bear and he'd put it in a girl's cart, and then he would walk off and go stand at the end of the aisle. He would wait for her to notice it. Then she'd obviously look around. She'd see him. He'd smile, and then he'd walk off. Okay, so he'd keep shopping, and then inevitably she'd put it back or whatever. She'd put it to the side. She'd be walking down the aisles. He'd be walking down the aisles, and he'd be like, dude, what did you do with my bear? I give you that present, and already you're just throwing the presents away that I give you. Ha, ha, ha. It opens the door, and it usually works really well. My next opener is at coffee shops, okay? So you know how like the barista will make the coffee and they'll write the person's name on the cup and or they'll call the person's name? Well, what I'll do is I'll look for like a cute girl. I'll kind of find out what her name is, and then I'll go sit outside in a seat next to the door so I know she's going to walk out and walk right past me. As she comes out, I'm like, Sarah, what's up? How you been? Come over here a second. And I'll be sitting down and she'll be standing there and I'll be like, so what's up? How you been? What have you been up to? And she'll be talking to me and she'll have this look on her face like, I don't know this dude, or should I know this dude? You know that look people get? She'll get that look, and then I'll talk to her for like 5 minutes, and then I'll be like, you have no idea who I am, do you? And she'll be like, I'm so sorry, I don't. And I'm like, yeah, it's because we've never met before. I just heard your name inside and I had to meet you because you were cute. Come here, sit down for a second. And then I'll continue talking to her like that. So that works really well. All right, next one I like to use a lot in the bars and the nightclubs. It's simply, what drink is that? And this is good to use because oftentimes women will have crazy looking drinks that are like blue or green. And you just be like, dude, that drink's crazy looking. What is that? And really, guys, it's as simple as that. Like just a simple question. And you have to assume that familiarity. And again, I can't stress this enough. You really want to be feeling better than she's feeling. Because when you're like, what drink is that? I really believe, like on a spiritual level, that you're pushing energy into her. She gets hit with that energy and she decides if it's energy she wants, if it's energy that's going to make her energy go up and down. This is why guys who are like creepy or low value or like low vibrating always get blown out by chicks. It's because they just have a bad energy about them. And you know what that's like. When a dude comes up to you and he's just creepy, he just has a creepy energy, you want nothing to do with the dude and you're already making excuses to get out of there. Well, why wouldn't that be the same with women? It is the same. In fact, it's more important with women. So when you feel good and you have good energy going, that's when shit blows open. And I know 90% of you guys are nodding your head right now thinking to yourself, dude, he's right. Whenever I felt really good, whenever I was having a great time, I was in a good mood, maybe I was with my friends and we were laughing, that's when girls would sweat me. That's when girls would want to talk to me. It's simply because of your state. It's not because of your cool haircut, your awesome biceps that night, or the funny jokes you were telling so much. It's more about the energy you put out there. So when I go up and I'm like, what drink is that? That thing's crazy. And I feel good. The drink doesn't matter. She doesn't care. She's assessing, does this guy make me feel good? What was his tonality when he spoke to me? How do I feel in this conversation? And that comes from you projecting that good energy. The next opener is, did you drink all those yourself? I really like this one because at bars and nightclubs, you'll get like a girl sitting alone who was with her friends originally. Then her friends went to the bathroom or they went to go dance, and there's this chick sitting there alone or maybe with one friend, and there's like 16 freaking glasses there. And I'll walk up and I'll be like, dude, are you an alcoholic? Look at all these damn drinks you just drank. And she's like, no, they were my friends. Opens it really well, and many times you can sit down and talk to her. It just blows right open. All right, now we get into my favorite approaches. They are called direct approach number 1 and number 2. Okay, so direct approach number 2 is kind of an opening line, but this is one of the ones that I use to simply get warmed up, which is complimenting her outfit. Okay, now I really want to make this clear, boys. You're not complimenting her hotness. You're not complimenting her attractiveness. You're complimenting her sense of style. Okay, got it? Sense of style. Because if you compliment her hotness, you're going to get blown out so hard your pants will fly off when the concussion hits. So what you say is simply this. You go up and you say, hey, listen, I had to let you know your outfit is super cute today. I love the way your shoes match your purse. Keep it up. Okay, and oftentimes in the bars and the nightclubs, what I'll do is I'll do a lap and I'll just open people and eject, right? Say something funny, maybe even the pirate joke, make a comment, make the joke about the girl drinking all the glasses, or do this one where I compliment her outfit and I'll give her like a high five. I'll be like, hey, real quick, had to let you know your outfit is fucking awesome tonight. I love the way your shoes match your earrings. Keep up the good work. And then I'll high five her and then I'll bail. Okay, so what did I do? I just gave a massive dump of value, made her feel awesome because I gave her a nice, sincere compliment, not about her looks, but instead about her style. High-fived her, gave her good energy, and then I walked off. She wants more of that now. So what I'll do is I'll come back around maybe in 20 minutes, an hour, whatever. Most girls stay in bars for several hours, and then I'll open her again. And if I don't see her that night, the chances of me seeing her another night go up radically. I've had girls like sweat the shit out of me when I did this. A quick, hey, your outfit's super cute. I had this one girl like literally a couple weeks ago. She was kind of in this like 1950s outfit where she had like the bandana in her hair and it was like tied at the top of her head. It looked really cute. It really did. So I let her know. I was like, dude, your outfit tonight is awesome. I love the bandana. Keep it up. The whole night, dude, the chick was just jocking the shit out of me. So of course, in an hour or so, I go back up to her. She already sees me talking to all these other girls, and then it was on, right? She's super attractive with that simple open and eject. That's direct opener number 2. Direct opener number 1 is actually my favorite preferred way to approach women, and that's to tell them straight up, hey, listen, I saw you standing over here, thought you were cute. I'd be kicking myself the rest of the day unless I came to meet you. I'm Mark. What's up? What's your name? Now, again, guys, the delivery is like 99% of it. But look, I don't want to like ask her opinion about my friend Sarah being made to stay home because her boyfriend's jealous. Like, she doesn't know why I'm talking to her. When you just go in direct and you're like, hey, I thought you were cute, had to come meet you. She knows now. It's a sexual conversation. This guy's interested in me romantically, or I should say potentially interested in me romantically. So she knows now what the conversation is and we can cut to the goddamn chase. Rather than doing like indirect and like stacking and she doesn't know why you're talking to her. She probably does know. Just say it. Hey, I thought you were cute. Had to come meet you. And for you guys who are nervous, here's a little tip. Tell her you're nervous. Hey, I'm really nervous right now. I just got to be honest with you, but I'd be kicking myself the rest of the day unless I did this. Had to let you know I thought you were super cute. My name's James. What's up? What's your name? Okay, I like doing that. My name is XYZ. What's up? What's your name? You can even say, hey, I saw you from over there. I thought you were cute. I wanted to come see if you were interesting. It's something that I say a lot because that communicates, look, you're cute. Good job. You got 1 point, but there's a whole bevy of other qualifications you have to meet before I'm going to ask you for your phone number or even want to take you on a date. So, hey, I thought you were cute. Had to come meet you. What's up? What's your name? Hey, I thought you were cute. Wanted to come see you if you were interesting. What's up? What's your name? Hey, I'm a little nervous right now, but I had to come meet you. What's up? What's your name? Hey, I thought you were really cute. I'd be kicking myself the rest of the day. My name's Mark. What's up? What's your name? Okay, so it's something like that, whatever feels best to you. And I can't tell you enough, boys, warm the fuck up. Okay, go up to like 20 different people, even hired help, people who work at the supermarket, work at the bar, the bartender, whoever, and just warm up, get your voice going. Maybe give a couple compliments. Remember direct approach number 2, which is complimenting a girl's outfit or even complimenting her energy. I've complimented girls on how strongly they were standing. Like go up to a girl and be like, gotta tell you, that is a really powerful pose right there. Keep that pose now. You're killing it. Something like that. Okay, you're feeling good. You get that vibe going and then you can do a direct approach. I'm telling you, once you guys have a direct approach that goes really well, you'll always do it. Now, here's my all-time number 1 favorite way to do it. I go in with indirect. If I get a good response on the indirect and I feel like she's cool, then I'll do direct. For example, she's walking down the street with Starbucks. I'll be like, hey, real quick, where'd you get that Starbucks? I've been looking everywhere for that place. She's like, oh, it's down 5th Street. Take a ride on 1st Street. It'll be right there. You'd be like, you know what? I know exactly where it is. I just need an excuse to talk to you because I thought you were super cute. My name's Mark. What's up? What's your name? Okay, so the reason I like this one is because the indirect allows you to kind of get a feeling for her. She has a few seconds to get a feeling for you. So the immediate approach of you doing a direct approach, like, hey, I thought you were cute, had to come meet you. She's not on her back foot so much anymore. She has that indirect to kind of like get her mind out of what she was thinking about. Because remember, people are always thinking. So she's like thinking about work, and you go up and be like, hey, I thought you were cute, how to come meet you, I'd be kicking myself. What's your name? What's your name? She's like, whoa, what the fuck? I was thinking about the Del beef burrito I was going to get after work tonight. And here's this guy like approaching me. I don't know how to deal with this. Whereas if you're like, hey, real quick, I saw you have Starbucks right there. Where is that place? I've been looking everywhere. It gives her a few seconds to get out of what she was thinking about. She's no longer on her back foot. Then she can be like, oh, it's to the right, it's to the left. You have time to assess, does this girl have bad breath? Does she have the mouth of a carny with like 4 missing teeth and a dead tooth that smells like death as a lateral incisor in her mouth? Does she have a good personality? Does she laugh weird? Is she having a bad vibe about her? I mean, even chicks have really bad vibes sometimes, even hot ones. I'll tell you, some of the hottest girls I've ever met have just been like horrible people, man, like horrible people. Now, I'm not saying good looking people are horrible, nor am I saying ugly people are great or vice versa. I'm just saying people are fucking people. So let's stop giving them so much credit for being hot and kind of get to know them first before we're like, I want that girl's phone number. It's like a lot of you guys come up to me and you're like, dude, how do I get that girl's phone number? I'm like, bro, why would you want her phone number? Well, look at her. She's hot. I'll be like, so the fuck what? You don't know her. Go talk to her. What I want you to be interested in is if she's interesting. I want you to be interested in getting to know her as a woman and her personality, because a lot of girls aren't going to make the cut. So that's the vibe you go up with. So when you do the indirect, hey, where's Starbucks? You kind of get a feeling. You're like, all right, bro, this girl's good to go. She's super sweet. She's super helpful. She seems highly in her feminine energy. She smells great. I'm like way attracted to this girl. I'm just going to let her know, hey, honestly, I knew where Starbucks was. I just needed a reason to come talk to you because honestly, I thought you were super cute. And I'd be kicking myself the rest of the day unless I did. I'm Mark. What's up? What's your name? Also gives her the chance to be like, oh, that's so sweet, but I'm getting married next week or I have a boyfriend. It lets them know like what your intention is, and then they can let you know whether or not they want to continue that sexual conversation. Then what you do is stacking, which again, I'm leaving a link to that in the bottom of this, and then you carry on with the conversation. Obviously, there's a myriad of techniques that I teach in my 3-month coaching program, which is why guys like Craig, 62 years old, thinking he had no chance. Like literally, when I got on the free breakthrough session with this guy, which is, by the way, is what I offer to you guys to get on a free coaching call with me. He's like, Mark, my time is over. I don't think I can do this. And I was like, Craig, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how many failures you've had. We can get you there. So he signs up, and sure enough, man, 3 months, this guy meets his dream woman. He's now in a very, very happy relationship. That's because he had the balls to invest in himself. And if he could do it, I guarantee you, you can do it too. But again, it's all about approaching with that good energy. Then it's about stacking the conversation correctly, bringing up funny things, telling stories, knowing how to answer the questions she's going to ask you, carrying on the conversation, getting signs of attraction, then yanking a phone number, knowing what to text, knowing what to do on the first date, knowing what to do during every phase of the relationship. That allowed Craig to land that super beautiful woman, which I believe she's about 20 years younger than him, and who he's super into. He didn't settle for her out of lack of choice, but he chose her. And as I always say, choose or be chosen, because you boys will be chosen, and probably by a girl who your friends will call Big Deb. How's it going there, James? How's that Big Deb doing? I saw her at the local 31 Flavors putting down an Oreo ice cream cake. Damn, bro, she could put it down. You're like, yeah, thanks, man. Big Deb. She chose me, I didn't chose her. Maybe Muffin Top Mary, Camel Toe Krista, Unibrow Sally, Trailer Swift, Skeleton Amy, Double Wide Matilda, Unfrozen Cave Woman Caitlin, Beef Curtain Betty, Cankle Carla, Camel Toe Tiffany, Toothless Terry, or Gangbang Dynasty, right? Hey, how's your girlfriend? Gangbang Dynasty. You're like, oh my hell. She's great. And by the way, any females listening, I'm also doing the best I can to prevent you from meeting a guy named Needy Ned, Codependent David, Yellow Belly Brian, Unambitious Michael, Date Rape Randy, Conceited Carl, or Beta Cuck Barry. So that's my job here, ladies and gentlemen, is to make men as attractive as they can be to women. And it's not only for men to be able to attract women, but also for women to have great men to choose from, which is what I'm trying to do with this podcast. So gentlemen, as well as ladies, I really do appreciate you listening. I drop a podcast on Mondays and Thursdays. And once again, go listen to that episode about stacking. I'm leaving a link to it in the description below. Listen to it right now. Thank you very much again for your time, and I will see you in the next episode.